Smoke Dragon, what say you on this evening?
I want to talk about ride pirating. No, this is going back to
So pissed.
the bourbon and beyond. But we had the wife and I and neighbor Doug and his lovely bride, we had a pre-bourbon and beyond meeting the evening before we left. And we went through and we scheduled our rides home from the festival to the hotel every night we're going to be there, thinking we are getting ahead of the game here. So Thursday evening late, we go walking out to the concourse there where you go for such rides. And on the way out, we had 6 new drivers. Your driver will be there in 20 minutes. It's Emilio. Your driver will be there in 7 minutes. It's Steven. And we just kept losing our driver. What the hell? So finally, old neighbor Doug said, I tell you what's happening. Somebody's poaching our rides. I said, what do you mean poaching a ride? How do you poach a ride? He's like, watch. And old neighbor Doug walks up to the first vehicle he sees and he offers him a cash compensation for this ride. And they said, are you,
Larry?
Larry? No.
I'm Doug.
But I got cash. Hop in, hot rod. And so, we tried to do our darndest, but it didn't do us any favors. So for the rest of Bourbon and Beyond, it's like we were on the high seas. We were ride pirates. We just stole every one of them mother truckers. And it was a fun time. We had some good experiences, some bad experiences. This one guy got there's a language barrier, and I don't think he realized until halfway to somebody else's place that he had taken a bribe to go to somewhere else. One night we had an extra person in the party, and we had a banging ride in this little Corolla. We were singing, we were rocking out. This little Corolla was bouncing. People were looking at us and laughing, and they'd walk by, and I'd stick my hand out and say, "Hey, thanks for coming to see us tonight." Someone's like, "Are you Charles Wesley Godwin?" I was like, "You damn right, buddy. Thanks for coming." And people kept walking by, and we were just backseat karaokeing as loud as we could. It was a hell of a good time.
Unreal.
Dave, I'm going to tell you something.
I would be a mad son of a bitch.
Well, I am very surprised that a man such as yourself, with your high moral values and fiber, would get this low to be stealing rides from other people.
Had we not had 10 of them stolen in the first night, I might have been...
So this was more like a V for Vendetta kind of thing. Like maybe even like
it was a dog-eat-dog world, and you had to do what you had to do to get back.
If you can't convert them, kill them type thing.
Like, because here's the deal. Like, as a crow flies, we're probably 5 miles from the hotel. I mean, it's walkable. And
God.
again, like I said...
When was the last time you had walked 5 miles?
I walk 2 miles a day at work, and then I've walked 6 miles around the block here, the big block.
When was the last time you walked the big block?
It's been a month or two.
After sitting at a music festival for 5 hours?
Drinking beer.
I'm saying if you had to get
eating
back.
dogs.
The problem was it wasn't the 5 miles, it was down the interstate. Like, I feel like that's not the...
yeah, you don't want to take that risk.
No standee.
Yeah, I was less worried about the distance, more worried about the...
environment.
Yeah. But, we sat there and we waited and waited and waited, and neighbor Doug was right. He's like, we can sit here until everybody else in this place is gone at 3 a.m. and then get whoever's left over. And I think he was right. And I was like, well, when in Rome,
Here's a
stab Caesar. You know what I mean?
here's a 25 spot and move on. Is that what was the going rate?
Oh, God.
Don't want to talk about it.
No, please, I'm intrigued.
I can't.
I bet it's a
Dougie probably doesn't want anybody to know.
I bet it's an 80 spot. Yeah, or a Benji. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. When you're ride pirating, you got to get the big dog.
So
out.
you're aware of ride pirating?
Yeah, but I've never done it.
Well, because you have morals.
Well,
values.
not only that, I've never been in a situation where I've ever needed to. Like I've been into like a highly trafficked, extremely crowded place before.
Yeah.
To where like I could see where it would definitely happen, but we always had accommodations right across the street.
So why wouldn't Bourbon and Beyond organizers run like a shuttle bus to all these hotels?
And we asked the hotel. The hotel has a shuttle because it's all by the airport. And they have a shuttle that runs to the airport. Like, hey, would you be able to do something. And we even looked into getting rides to the airport because it was closer. But they just so what happens is they have there was probably 5 stalls, I guess, like.
Which, by the way, now that
Think
you're
of
describing that area where you're at, you probably wouldn't want to walk at anyway.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's no good way to walk there.
Well, I'm talking about the environment.
Well, I told Jen, I was like, yeah, that's a great way to get mugged, and then they find our bodies because you had to walk under like an overpass. It was 2 interstates intersecting and then like 2 state highways. So I was like, yeah, it's nothing but trouble. But picture like a toll booth. I don't know what you'd call that, but like the stalls for the toll booth.
Uh-huh.
There's maybe 5 stalls. Okay. In each stall line, and the police are out there. You can't go beyond this point. And they got all these 5 stalls. Each stall probably has 20 or 30 cars in it. But you've got thousands of people, hundreds and hundreds waiting around the edge. But like thousands of people all leave for rideshare. And everybody's marching out there. Everybody's trying to get their drivers. You got drivers flagging people down. It's just a mass chaos.
So really, you know what it sounds like. This is a content idea generator. What we do next year is we install dash cams.
I have a CDL.
We install dash cams.
Take a school bus.
Mm-hmm.
We install dash cams, and we just record the conversations as we go. And we just
this show was on HBO. Taxi Cab Confessions.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
And then what? There was a trivia one too.
Cash cab.
I loved
the guy in New York.
But yeah, like it was just awkward.
There's
it was
another
bizarre.
show too. It's like a bus. Bang Bus.
Oh, yeah.
Bang Bus. But yeah, anyway, it was just wild to me because to your point, like I was like, oh, we can't do that. That's uncouth. But like we just sat there and
uncouth.
Cab and Jenna both had.
I shall not degrade myself by being a ride pirate.
I will not.
Well, Jenna
my
had
reputation.
Lyft up, Cab had Uber up, and they're just cycling through. Your driver will be there in 10 minutes.
Says,
Your driver will
we'll give the guy the money to get out of here.
The last time I was in a rideshare or with some sort of rideshare service, I was a man. Our driver was from Sudan, and he had about 52 kids. He said, I think he literally said he had 12 kids. And this was in St. Louis. And whenever we were getting dropped off at this gentleman's club, I said, Assalamu alaikum. And he said, whatever you would say to reply that in the native language. And I was like, yep, have a good one.
We had a Jamaican
idea.
driver. We had an African driver. We had a Cuban driver. A couple of Hispanic drivers.
Cubans intrigue me because there's a culture there.
Yeah,
I was yelling. I was pretty
yucky. I don't know why I said
I got
yucky.
drunk early.
Like their food. I've never.
You don't like their food?
I mean, not really. Cubano.
I got real drunk early, and I was talking to the folks in the back seat. And I'm like, anyway, I was over there. I was like, shit, man, am I yelling? I feel like I'm yelling. Sorry, guys. She was like, you're yelling. I was like, sorry, Emilio.
The last time
I felt like I offended him. Like I was like, oh, he's going to throw hands here soon.
My best moment in a rideshare was when we got picked up from a certain White Castle in Indianapolis on the south side of downtown. And I got in the back seat, and this guy had white interior, and I had a giant big red with no lid on it. I thought that old boy was going to have an aneurysm.
Oh, yeah.
Did you spill it?
Oh, no. He ain't wasting big red.
I went to, the wife and I went to Jamie Johnson in Indianapolis, and we hit the White Castle in Plainfield. And, that was good. But I ordered White Castles with cheese, and they came without cheese, and I was irate.
I'd burn the place down. Mm-hmm. Burn the place down.